everybody, Diane Haggerty, Grassroots Taxes, and today we're going to be talking about capital gains. So what is capital gains? Let's talk about the opposite of capital gains first to kind of give you a little bit more perspective. The opposite of capital gains is ordinary income. So what's the difference between capital gains and ordinary income? Ordinary income is where you have a contractual agreement with someone that you're going to do something and they're going to give you money. So you want to invest money in the bank, they're going to pay you X% interest. That's earning income. That's ordinary. You show up at work and you're going to work so many hours, they're going to give you so much money for that. That's earned income. You have a business and you agree to sell somebody this thing and they're going to give you X amount of money. That's earned income. So most income is ordinary. Somehow it's earned contractually. Capital gains tax requires some kind of risk. I'm going to buy a whole bunch of these coffee cups, store them in my garage, and hopefully next year they'll be collector's items or something, and they're going to sell them off at a higher price than I bought them for. Or they might be worthless next year because they might say something on them that nobody approves of, and it's not funny anymore, and the coffee cups just aren't worth anything, and I have to throw them away. There's a risk. It could be worth more. It could be worth less. So capital gains, you don't know what it's going to be worth in the future, but you want to take that chance. Now, of course, we're not talking about coffee cups. We're talking about crypto. We're talking about stocks, bonds, derivatives, options, right? We're talking about real estate, right? So you're always expecting the price to go up. It might go down. It's a good chance it'll go up or you wouldn't have bought it. Buy low, sell high, that kind of stuff. That's capital gains. Buy something and you sell it later. This also applies to collections. Like I said all the time, Pokemon cards, coin collections, baseball cards. You plan on them going up in value, so you keep them in your attic, you keep them nice and safe. So why is this important? Because capital gains, if you buy something, hold on to it for more than a year, and then sell it, okay? That's a long-term capital gain. And long-term capital gains are taxed at a much lower rate than ordinary income. You figure out all your tax on here, but when you have long-term capital gains, you have a separate worksheet that you fill out that calculates the tax for that amount of capital gains. And sometimes on the federal, if you're not very high income, sometimes that capital gains rate is 0. Long-term capital gains are taxed at a much lower rate. So if you're investing in things, making money, and then selling them, make sure you hold it for a year. If you're getting close to that, make sure you close that date after a year, especially with real estate. And you're going to make a lot of money on something, make sure you've held it for a year. Use that long-term capital gains rate, pay less taxes, and I'll see y'all at tax time.